Welcome to the June 6, 2023 meeting. Ms. Doyle, the ARB attorney, would you please read the legal regulations for this hybrid board meeting?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Good morning. In accordance with the Town Board's adoption of Local Law Number 14 of 2022, the board's meetings are being held both in person here at Town Hall and via video conference through Zoom webinar. The link to participate in this meeting via Zoom can be found on the town's website at the Town Clerk's Meetings and Agendas portal. You can also watch the live stream video and submit written comments through the town website. For anyone attending via Zoom, if you wish to speak during the meeting, then please click the raise hand icon so our moderator can grant you access to participate in the meeting. If you are here in person when your application is called, you can come up to the table. And as a reminder, please state your name and hamlet of residence for the record. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Doyle.
You're welcome.
We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Rump, the Vice Chair, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance on this D-Day remembrance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Rump.
Very welcome, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Jankowski, the Board Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Tagliavia?
Here.
Mr. Burke?
Here.
Mr. Rumpf?
Here.
Mr. Charrier?
Here.
And myself, Ms. Keys is absent. We do have a
Yes.
quorum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jankowski. Did the board members that were present review the minutes of the May 16th, 2023 meeting, and were there any errors or omissions?
None.
If none, do I hear a motion to approve?
We'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the May 16th, 2023 meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any old business to come before the board? If none, then we'll go to the published agenda. First on the agenda is a site plan review, Long Island Resource Corp., and the applicant present. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And would you state your name?
Oh, John Bennett
Thank you.
and Reed, 212 Windmill Lane, Southampton, New York, for the applicant.
Right. And Mr. Rump is the lead board member on this application. And
Okay.
Mr. Rump, and would you give your presentation on this thing?
Well, I think probably, hopefully in your packet are the, not only the elevations, but the renderings. This is what they like to call an adaptive reuse of, I'm aging myself quite a bit. This was, when I was a kid, this was the Star Lanes bowling alley. And then it became a series of different nightclubs over the years. I think the latest incarnation of it is a Colette thing.
Yeah.
But this is a great use. It's the in the automobile alley, so sort of over there, you know, but the village and the town, this is the area, other than that area on Hampton Road and I guess David White's Lane, where there's the Jaguar dealership. This is where all the automobile dealerships have landed, this corridor, so it's a great use for it. It's also, from a site plan point of view, near the, I know this is not necessarily your purview, but just for your comfort, it's near a traffic control device, and we've been able to show to the planning board that we'll have certain limitations on entry and exiting from the property. So what we've done, I will tell you that the effect is to have what I would consider a fairly moderate and presentation, as all automobile dealers have, of the trade dress. The original incarnation of this had quite a bit more color in it, the red, because that's their trade dress, but we've and this is always a tough thing with corporate, because but we've been able to to bring that down so that it's essentially red trim, the sign, the logo on the upper right, and then I forget what you call it. It's not a platform. What do they call it? The podium sign platform? Yeah, the one out front.
Monument.
Thank you,
Monument,
monument
yeah.
sign, all in conformance with zoning. So I think it's a fantastic use to have in the area. It's a use that talks about, optimism for the area to be able to bring this type of use in there. And it's within the sense of place of the neighborhood. It's permitted on special exception approval. It's interesting what Tesla does now, but I've been very clear to the planning board that may change, although I haven't gotten anything from Tesla that suggests that it will, but just doing my job as a lawyer to make sure it's going to be approved as a very traditional automobile dealership and service facility, although this particular use at this point, you'll be able to go in there and look at a car, but it's not, you can't buy a car. You can't buy a car directly there. It's essentially to be able to display the Tesla cars, and then you buy them, I guess, online, and then they deliver them to you. That's their model for this particular site. But I was been very clear to the planning board that that may change, although corporate doesn't say anything about that, and they may be even mad at me. But I know enough to know that things always change, and that may change. But in any event, for the purposes of your purview, we're hoping that you'll agree that this is a nice renovation of a use. No, we're not adding 1 square footage, 1 square foot to the property, and hopefully you'll agree that it's a nice adaptive reuse of a building that's seen quite a bit of use, including starting with a bowling alley.
And will there be maintenance?
Yes, there'll be maintenance there.
Maintenance, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Rump, would you,
I have no issues, Mr. Chairman.
okay, fine, thank you very much. Mr. Burke, comments?
No issues.
Mr. Jankowski, comments?
Kelly, can you just go to the site?
Oh, you want to see
Plan
that
real quick?
Oh.
This is fine, that was it, that's just all I wanted to see. Like when you were
Great,
talking
great,
about
great,
entering and exiting, that was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You wanna, there, yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Oh,
I got it.
By the way, the nice thing about this is the town was able to extract coordinated access along the back. As a matter of fact, the other day when I went out to post it for the planning board, I drove in from Flying Point Road.
Okay.
And just traveled along the southerly boundary of all those properties. So that's a good thing as well.
And then your charging banks are gonna be in the back, is that what I'm
Yes,
seeing there?
yes,
Yep.
yes.
All right, no issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Teglier?
No
any
issues.
comments? Okay, I don't have any comments on it. I think it's a nice, it's gonna add to the area.
It's clean.
The other thing I'm just gonna mention is regarding the signage, they'll need a permit on the sign,
Absolutely.
both the monument and
And
I-
the front.
we're looking at it now, but make sure on the monument sign, you do have the number of the building.
Oh, very good.
Like at the bottom of it, but visible from the road.
So, I guess for emergency vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
exactly what it's for.
okay. Tesla, the number of the street number. Okay, great.
Yeah.
If I were before the village architectural review board, they would be trying to get me not to put that on there. We don't want a website. No, it's interesting. It's interesting. To me, that's the one,
Well,
if anything, that's what you should have
Well,
on there, right?
you and I have
Right.
been to the
Well-
village ARB several times, so
We'll
I
pray
don't-
we'll pray for one another.
Yeah, I know, we have to at times. Okay, I have no issues with it, and what will happen is a transmittal letter will be sent to the planning board, and we'll see you with the sign permit.
Thank you very much.
Right, thank
And-
you.
And thank you for mentioning that today is D-Day.
Right,
Too
thank
many
you.
people are
You're
forgetting
welcome.
that. Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Take care, thank you.
Right. Okay, next we have East Quogue Mobile Home Park.
Looks like it's all.
That's been taken
That's
off.
been on, oh, not on mine, okay.
When you're underneath one.
Oh, yeah, my underneath,
Yeah, this one.
yeah, that one's there. Okay, next we have Blessing Fields, 163 West Montauk Highway, Hampton Bays.
Hi.
Hi. And would you
Yes.
state your,
Michael Shiano from InterScience Research Associates on behalf of the applicant. I believe that Holly and/or someone else from the Cruz Brothers Construction may be on Zoom.
Charles, is anyone on Zoom?
No one raising their hand.
Okay. Well, then I'm here. So this board has reviewed some renderings of this project
Is
before.
that Hollander?
No.
Okay.
Thanks for checking though, Charles. So there's an existing building here.
This is, Michael, this is next to Riverhead Building,
It is, yes.
opposite Panera, basically. Yep.
Pretty
Right.
much directly across that light
Yeah.
is that driveway.
Mhm. Put all this stuff in here. So there's an existing small office building there that Cruz Brothers Construction currently uses. Let me just find that. And we're proposing to demolish that building, to construct two buildings, an office building and a general trade in the front, and a general trade contractor building in the rear. This board had previously reviewed this application in connection with the Zoning Board of Appeals, where some changes had been made to the plan in order to provide it with more of a residential look. We had added this awning detail, but now we're going for full site plan review with the planning board. So in addition to that, these updated renderings, which I believe that you have all of those, we also have a sign detail in the set of plans. And I was not sure if that was included in the,
See the sign.
I think it's the very last page
Oh,
of
is
that.
it
Yeah.
way back
there
here?
they are.
Oh, good.
Ah,
Here we go.
There we go.
Cool, great. And there's also a landscape plan in here as well.
Yeah,
Right,
That's escaping.
I
okay.
mean, it's pretty rugged right now.
Since the lead on this project is not available, Mr. Tagliavia, would you
Certainly.
act as the lead on this?
So, the materials of the siding, are they
Yes.
just gonna be painted cedar?
So the building in the back is going to be vertical white metal siding. And the front building is going to be white hardy siding
Okay.
with, I believe, a metal standing seam roof, charcoal gray.
Or we just need to confirm that the metal siding on the back building and the metal roof is non-reflective. So that'll be one stipulation.
Okay. I'm fairly certain that it is, but I understand that you'll need to confirm that.
And then you had a landscape plan?
Yes.
Pull that up.
There we go.
Ah, there.
One more,
Oh.
I think. There we go.
And it's
So-
certainly an improvement on what's there.
Yeah.
And then is there going to be any signage on the building itself?
There's no signage on the building itself, but there will be a sign in front. There is some existing screening on the opposite property. I believe that's what, in this rendering, is what's being shown here.
Mhm.
But there will be no signing on the building itself.
Okay. I don't have any issues.
You don't have any? Mr. Jankowski?
Yeah, I pass it every day, so I don't have any issues either. It's gonna clean it up.
Right, Mr. Rump?
I have no issues, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Mr.
No, I agree with Mike.
No, and I have no issues with it. I think it'll fit in quite nicely with it.
Great.
And just as a reminder, if you're gonna need a sign permit to
Right.
come back to the board for both the monument and, well, if there's no signage on the building, just the monument then.
Right.
And the monument sign must have the
Street number on it.
Right.
Yeah, I wrote that down from the other one, so.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Can we look at the
What?
detail that Mike has given us? Just trying to understand what that sign is.
Yeah, sure.
Almost looks like illuminated letters, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just,
Or it just could be
mounted.
that they're
no, they
showing
are
a reflection.
illuminated.
So does,
Is there a detail for it, Kelly, that says anything about it being illuminated, or is it just a shiny rendering?
LED 2700 Kelvin as per Southampton Outdoor Lighting Code.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
so it's internally lit.
Yes. According to, it says here, yes.
Got it.
And that, does that meet, I'd have to look real quick.
I would have
Does
to
that
look
meet code?
myself. I'd have to look myself too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
because I'm wondering about that, because there was an issue with the Macy's sign.
Right.
Mhm.
And-
So I would just do that, Michael, just to
Yeah.
make sure we meet code.
Oh, yeah, it's a good call.
Just, and this is highway business?
Yes.
Yes, it's highway, yeah, right on that, as it starts with the traffic signal. And I'm pretty sure, unless there was an amendment to the code, that you can have it lit, but the face must be darkened.
Mhm.
In other words, black.
Mhm.
And then it's just lit from the sides.
Okay. So more like a halo around the letters,
Exactly.
instead of it being full
Right.
Instead of
illuminated
each
like that.
individual- Right, exactly.
Yeah, instead of individual.
Okay.
Yeah, if lit internally, such exterior signs shall only be constructed with an opaque background, translucent letters and symbols, and white light sources. Shall only be allowed in highway business.
Yeah,
So as long as the sign obviously conforms to the code and the other aspects of the design, this board does not have any issues with.
Right.
well, when it comes for the,
For the sign
Just asking
application.
Right, yeah, right now, so
Yeah,
if
as
they
a
design it that way,
preliminary.
then
Right.
yes.
Right.
You know,
yeah, I don't
LED
think,
halo, and then you could get away with the pinned letters with a darker background.
Right, yeah.
yeah.
And I'll confirm, we'll make sure when the sign comes to say what color the letters will be. My guess is that when new businesses come in, this sign would be updated in order to add each of the new
Right.
businesses in the back. But for the initial installation, we'll make sure that gets approved by the building department through this.
Right, yeah,
Right, great.
so, okay, fine.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay,
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and a transmittal letter will be sent to the planning board on this.
Thank you.
Right. And next on the agenda is substantial residential, 659 Ocean Road, and the applicant is here. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe we have online, we should have Anise Gurick, Jonathan Brown from Haynes Roberts Architects, and Alexis Stanhope from Hollander's office. I brought this just to show you. This is actually the project site. It's 4.3 acres. There was a house here that's been since demolished, so we're here for the new residents. I just want to point out that this orchard is existing. We have existing hedgerow and trees that are to remain.
Right.
And then I have the architects on board. Anise, are you available?
Michael, I was part of the construction crew that
Okay,
built the
so you
first
need
residence
to-
that's gonna be demoed, so.
Yeah, you need to recuse yourself. So,
Sorry.
no problem. So it'll be noted that you recused yourself.
Charles, do we have Onise on?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Onise?
Sometimes it takes a while.
Okay, no worries. I told her she had to raise her hand and they acknowledged her.
Right.
But I always figure it's easier to go to the pretty pictures.
Yeah.
The renderings say a
Well,
lot
as
more.
long as the
Right.
public can see them too.
Mhm.
She's on.
Okay, here she is. Hi.
Oh, no, this is
Good morning.
Alexis from Hollander's office. This is the landscape architect.
Hello.
Hi, Alexis. We need Onise or Jonathan Brown from Haynes Roberts Architects. Hi.
Hey, you've got Tim Haynes, Melissa.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. As well.
And you have a niece and Jonathan, but I am here.
Wonderful. So can we show Tim? Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tim, would you like to walk the board through the renderings?
Sure, my pleasure. I think, Alexis, you're running the show.
Yes. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, can everyone see the screen?
Yep. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay. All right.
Right, as Melissa stated, there's an existing apple orchard, crabapple orchard out front. So this front facade is about 540 feet back from the entrance to the property, entrance gate of the property. So you've driven through the apple orchard, and then the driveway is meandering, and it swings around and comes straight on into the front facade, which is an internal court. Essentially, we're basing this on a language that we all feel is a very important part of Bridgehampton, which is sort of the white clapboard Greek revival history of the center of the village. There's a covered porches, there's a driveway through to the garages so that no garages are facing the street. You drive through a covered passageway, and the fenestration on the front is kept very classical and restrained. Then in the back, which opens up to the owner's property, is a much more glassed rear facade to take advantage of the views, and Ed created, as I'm sure he'll talk about, sort of a beautiful sunken great lawn in the back. The house is a slate roof house, white painted clapboard, wood painted windows, everything's white, and the shutters on the front are black.
Just want to point out to the board that our client actually also owns this property, which we were in front of this board about a year or two ago, and this property as well. So even though we have no screen, it's because we're facing right into our property here.
You read my mind.
No worries.
No, I'm familiar with the whole
Right,
area.
so that's why there's no screening, because it's pretty much going to be a family compound.
see.
That's
So,
yes.
okay, all right.
And there's significant existing screening. One of the great things or less great things about getting older is I've planted all the trees on this property for 2 previous clients over the past 25 years. So it's the crabapple orchard. We've also, Tim and I did the property due south here. There's a very large, significant existing hedge between the 2 properties. The trees that are in blue there are probably 40 or 45 feet tall. They're a group of maples and lindens that we planted about 20 years ago. The trees in purple are a group of maples and lindens that were also planted that must be 40 or 50 feet tall. So all of the neighbors with different ownership are fully kind of screened and protected, them from us and us from them, on the existing property, and we are proposing to leave all of that in place.
Okay, you've answered, all right. I'm the lead on this
Okay.
project, so you've answered most of my questions regarding the existing hedges and everything, because I'm quite familiar with the property. I have no problem with it. I think it will fit in with Bridgehampton as the architect had designed it that way, which it does have the Greek with a little bit of a modern to it, touch. So I recommend approval on this. I have no difficulty with it. Mr. Rump?
I have no issues, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Burke?
Yeah, no, I think it's one of the most, appropriate and suitable designs we've seen in this area.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, Mr. Jankowski, comments?
No, excellent presentation, so no issues. Thank you.
Right. Ms. Keys?
I for
comments?
once agree with the board.
You want?
All right, we should get her checked out.
Yeah,
Entirely.
We started a
Everything looks
trend,
beautiful.
yay.
Yeah. Okay,
gonna have you
do I
check
hear a
that.
motion to approve as submitted?
I'll make that motion to approve as submitted.
I'll second.
And the motion has been made to approve as submitted and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Thank you
That's
very
it.
much.
It's approved.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
And thanks for having everything digitally.
We try.
Yeah, you do. Thank you.
Take care, have a great day.
Hi,
Right,
thank
you too.
you.
Thanks.
Right. Okay, that concludes our agenda. The only comments I have is that we need to hold an organizational meet. Well, could you get Michael, Mr. Tagliavia? out? Okay, the only comments I have, because that concludes our agenda today, is that we need to hold an organizational meeting to nominate and vote the positions of vice chair and board secretary for the year 2023. Also to discuss the present ARB policies and/or amend and approve for the year 2023. And we can do this on the next meeting, or we could do it now. I mean, it's up to you.
All of us are here.
Mr., I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say
Mr.
we do it.
Jankowski, you're the board secretary, so you carry it on from here.
All right, do you have the notes and things that we were gonna review?
No, I'm gonna have to send those around.
All right, then I'll wing it. So then we'll start
Well,
with,
there's no changes from last year.
So-
I've already run them past Ms. Doyle.
okay. I wasn't sure, are we putting in the digital stuff?
That is in there, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah, we
excellent.
have that in there.
She-
All right, so then we'll start with the floor of nominations then for chairman.
A vice chair.
Start with vice chair. Do we have nominations for vice chair?
I would like to nominate Mr. Rump for vice chair.
We hear-
Second.
All right, we have a
Uh,
nomination and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Carried.
Okay, next is, you're not, since it's, you, with the board secretary, any nomination?
Any nominations for the board secretary?
I nominate Ted.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Any other nominations? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? No. All right, carried.
Okay, and I suggest I can send out the email with the ARB policies. They haven't changed from last year, but it's better if everybody has it in front of them.
All right, and then everyone did in the emails, looked at the digital of what we're trying to get everybody to
Right.
adhere to.
Right.
So were there any, I mean, we made corrections or anything like that, so is everybody okay with all those?
Yeah.
If that
Yeah.
carries as well? Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'll do, can I hear a,
Well, there's one other thing I wanted to mention. I handle it now myself. When an ARB expedited review they go to the desk, the main desk, and they can submit right now a expedited submission, and it comes to me digitally, which is the renderings, which is the everything that we require.
Oh, great.
It's only for this now, and they have it set up, and when I review it, which I can do in a day or two, and send it back to the building department, the chief building inspector, because then he puts that application or the filled out form with the application when it is submitted. This is something that we're gonna try and do, because they're already doing it now. And I don't see it, how difficult it would be for them to do that at the main desk. So that's something we're gonna have to look at. And we're not ready to add this right now, to it, so the policies. And that's it, I'm just mentioning that because we're gonna start taking this up. Okay, I'll send it around, and then the next meeting, we can just finalize it, I guess.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you'll send the email that way.
Yeah, I'll send the emails, I'm gonna send this out to everybody, so you'll see what I do.
And we'll finalize that at the next meeting.
Yeah, we can finalize that at the next meeting. Okay, any other, thank you very much.
The only thing I would add is
Yeah.
that Ms. Keys did join us.
Yes,
I
definitely.
made note
Did
of
you add
that.
that, Mr.
You did.
Jankowski?
I did, yes. It was, I
Thank you.
didn't even check absent. It was just late, and I even have the time.
I back-ended
Yeah.
someone in traffic.
I'm glad you survived.
Yeah, well, she usually does.
And she
Okay.
agreed with us, so we're gonna have her checked out.
Yeah.
I think my head was rattled.
You
All
make
right.
a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, everyone.